Okay. Hello, hello. So I'm going to continue a painting that I started a while ago, and it's been stuck forever in the state that it was. So I'm just gonna continue doing that. I almost finished the line art, but I realized later that I wanna fix up some things or add some things, I suppose would be the better word for it. So I'm gonna do that. I don't mind this this ink brush. I like the texture it leaves. When you zoom in, it's a little scraggly. Indeed. VIP pile of doom, bruh. I was thinking of streaming Battle Ride, but I was like, I don't feel like it. So I decided to stream this instead. Also, I really need to get some new music or download some new music, because these repetitive ones that I always use kinda are starting to annoy me. I need novelty. But I think the biggest rock that bothers me is this one here, because it makes a really weird tangent. Well, not a tangent because it doesn't really cross, but it makes it look really weird. Probably should cross in some way, I think. We'll do it that way. I didn't even think of that. Damn. How do I hook Miz to start watching my shit? Hey Miz, look, it's a lot of mushrooms, bro. Hello, Doohoo. How you doing? Okay, I also want to add a lot of these little small mushrooms. This one is kind of big, but I want to add these like this one over here. I want to add more of those. See, that one's over there, so yeah. Because they're all curious, you know? Some of the mushrooms are alive and some of them aren't. How exciting. It's bigger. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Because you got a vaccine today, right? I think you said it. Is the addiction setting in? Is the Zoom consuming you? It feels weird if I post in the dev channel. I had the impression that's only the Doohoo place, so I didn't really want to do that. Okay, and here we're gonna post one that's not post, draw. Wait, no, I need to do this differently. Draw one that's gonna have a face. They're just gonna have eyes, really. Maybe they grow hands. Who knows? Ooh, future lore. The smaller ones have like more closed caps. Hello, Mia. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. And the first. Oof. The pendant's developed, huh? Already? Even though you don't use it every day. This one's very curious about the little bag here. And he's like, what the heck is this? The heck is this? This one's like, that animal is big. It's not really that big it's not really that big, but it looks big. I'll draw one over here. I'm gonna draw it climbing. Like peeking over the other mushrooms. So it can hide. It's a little shy mushroom. Oops. Damn, I need lighting between the one I currently have and the lighter one. Oh, I see. I mean, you lived that long without it, right? That doesn't mean the whole time you were a useless piece of shit. You know what we always say to your to Adelaine? Therapy. You need therapy. This one's like, but this one has hands. This one's trying to climb with its little mushroom hands. And it's just like, what is happening? Yeah, but you know what wins better? The combination of the two. That probably wins the best. Imagine how well you feel with the chemistry and how much better you might feel, you know? Here, oh yeah, I'll add one like bigger here that's also alive. Mushrooms gain sentience. How would you destroy them? Can you destroy them in a way that matters? Wait, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he started because of work now, didn't he? You don't have to do it, you don't have to force him anymore. This is a thick boy. Let's make it a bit more like. I think that's just you, you know. I don't. You come into my wholesome, cute painting with that kind of attitude. Get out of here. Get out of here. The shrooms are uninviting you from the shroom party. I'm gonna make this one sleepy. Maybe smaller eyes. Like eyes like this. Yeah. The perfect lines. He's just chilling there like, what is happening? Maybe I can. Maybe you can have it like. Alright. This one looks like it would be also one of the peaking ones, so I'm gonna make it. Peaking mushroom. So many little alive mushrooms everywhere. A little few lines over here. Alright. So this one so far is kind of the biggest, I think. That's alive. Feels like there's an empty space here. I probably should have moved them maybe closer away from this spot to this spot here to kind of fix the composition, I think. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright. Time to carve these boys out. So this one should be relatively easy to move. Let me just... Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong layer. Whoops. I'm going to first cut it out to a new selection. There we go. So I can just later remove stuff. Alright, cool. Now I gotta select the little mixed breed animal. The Church of Zoom. Yeah, he's taking the steps, bro. He's taking the steps. He's getting there. Alright, that, and I just gotta get the tail. To connect these later again. Alright. So now it should be fairly easy to just move it around. Ooh. Now the question is, where exactly am I gonna move them to make it look better? Perhaps like here, maybe? This one. No. Like here, perhaps. The big decisions. You should ask. You should ask for that prescription. The composition troubles, bro. Let me Let me flip the canvas. I think that usually helps. I think making like here, I think probably be the best. I'm gonna move this one maybe. I just don't want it to be too close to the bottom part of the canvas. But I also don't want to leave the space on. Alright, I think this would probably be best. Yeah. Not to erase all these lines. I thought I was done with line art, but you know, sometimes you just gotta fix things. Gotta add some little mushroom creatures and all that. Now I also need to add lines. Oops, it's big. 10, 11. Oops. There we go. Gotta do more for this one below. Well, now since I put them on a different layer, I can just like have it go through them. Doesn't really pose an issue anymore with erasing the lines. Yeah, like that. I think that flows better. Alright, this one has a line in a little cap. Wonder why they disapprove. Somebody's creating religion out of it. A little bit addicted to it, huh? Alright, so there's that little line there. Alright, I think that looks better. But I also don't remember how it looked previously, so I'll just assume it's better. Yeah, in the background, these mushrooms. Yeah, which one is which? That one's that. Okay, that one's over there. That one's here. So I think this one's here, perhaps? Or was it? Oh my god, I can't tell these stems apart. Backwards, perhaps? Somewhere up. I do like this brush. I didn't use it before for anything. I didn't try it. Is that what you're telling Classy to? So you can move him in and everything. This one is, so this stamp should be from this one, right? Oops. Alright. Then I was creating a wrong one, I think. I think this one would be this one, right? 1, 2. Man, line art is hard sometimes. No, what for? Are you gonna move somewhere else? Okay, this little boy over here. Whoops. Is to like the bag, but the bag is against the hill. He's not against the hill. He is standing next to it. So like that. Yeah, I think that would be better. All right. Oh yeah, I thought I wanted to add. Oops. But I want to, like, she's writing something, but you can't even see any papers or anything. So let me fix that. Something like that, perhaps. I think she's on this layer. Yeah, let's go. Right, add the one over on this side. That. Trying to get these angles right for the paper. I think that would be alright. I don't think I need to necessarily erase anything either. Maybe just a tiny bit here. I think the rest seems to be fine. She's just drawing these mushrooms. She doesn't really, I didn't really make her look anywhere specific. Maybe she's you know, it'd be more interesting if she was looking at them. At them like down, but that means I would have to modify her eyes or something. Oh, I see, I see. Oof. Maybe. Yeah, she kind of looks like she's zoned out. She's like, and then literally everything is happening around her, and she's just somewhere. It would be more interesting if I made her look downwards, but should I, like, would I have to tilt her head, or I'm not sure how to go about it. I'm not very good at. Let's try. Let me just save so I can just undo everything if it looks like garbage. Garbage. Yeah. Yeah, you should have seen her. You should have seen her. The one of the first. Well, not even the first. Oh, bro, I was working a lot on her. It was PTSD kicking in, basically. That was her facial expression. Now she even looks okay, you know. She looks like that meme. You know, when they ask if you're fine, but you're not fine. Yeah. That's what she looks like. Just try and remove everything that I don't want to move along with her head. See, this is how digital art is kind of easier than traditional. You can just mess around with everything. Traditional, you messed up. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. How do I? Oh my god, it's her eyes. It's just her, like, I don't even have to move her head. I just need to make her look a certain direction, which I am very bad at, especially from the angle she's looking at. Bro, it's ain't working. Let me spit this back. I'm putting it back. It's not working. Nah, I wasn't stressed about it. She just wasn't looking cute. Now she looks cute. But yeah, she still looks like she's either zoning out like really hard, or she's, you know, having some sort of an episode. Have to like do something with her eyes. I don't know. She's not very responsive at the moment. I don't even know how I would go about fixing it. That's the issue. Do I fix her eyes? Do I? I don't even know what I do. Gotta make the slider so I can look at the eyes. She may as well have. Yeah, mold. Creatures. The heck. Okay, so for now, I'm going to, even though I copied it, I'm going to erase it. Just so I can try and figure out how to do this. Mother, help me, mother. I have been... Okay, this one appears less so in the department of get something. No, not there. Well, I think that looks better. The left eye. I don't know if the image just flipped or not, but the current left eye. This one's a little more on the off side. Too big. It works better, I think, than the previous one. She doesn't look like she's having a PTSD episode anymore. Maybe she's just like, oh god, I'm feeling watched. And there's this creature in front of me. Oh god, there's another one. Oh god, is everything? Oh god. Is every of these creatures one of these creatures? Oh no, what did I walk into? Oh no, there's one behind me, isn't there? That's the thought process of the previous one. Maybe her. More like by mushrooms. Mushrooms just go like. I think this needs to be small. Probably look better. When I was sketching, Mia suggested I make her eyes. That let's see. Alright, that connection kinda. Yeah. I'm back. The connection kind of just messes with me a little bit. Restarts itself. Doesn't take too long, but oh well. It happens, I think, almost every stream, at least once. Can't do nothing about it, I'm afraid. But it's back fast, so I think it should be fine. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mia suggested I make her eyes really, really big. More anime-esque, you know. To make her cuter, whatever. That's that eye. Let's go this side. This brush is really nice for inking. I mean, at least it feels nice. I am going to duplicate this one. There you go for a second. Duplicate this layer, erase this layer, erase this, and then erase that. And give her UIs. Trying to work a little bit more on. See in comparison. Alright, cool. Yeah, he did say googly eyes. Why does this eye feel weird? Gonna do that. Alright, at least she's looking at it now. I'm okay with that. But I think this will need to be reversed. Tinier up, but wider down. Maybe more. She stopped zoning out. She came back to us. She's been called many times. And hooray, she has responded. So here we have a little glow in the eyes. We got one over here. And over here. But I guess this one looks a little weird. Alright. The lines look a little bit weirder when she's looking down. Oh well. Nothing a bit of color later won't fix. Hey, I drew cheerful characters before. Look, this is the previous from 2018 that I drew. Look, she's happy finding new things and whatever, you know? Sometimes you gotta draw cute things. Oh, this... Alright, okay, this is not quite right. Let me just... This one ain't looking nice. It's going too far up. This one is here, so this one is not correct, I think. Alright. Maybe something like that. Just trying to get it in there. It's not quite working out. I mean, I like some cheerful things. Come on now. Alright. Okay, I think that's a bit better. I just need to... Alright. Cool. Oh, so I'm not dead edgy. I'm like moderately edgy. You know? Alright. Well, she seems fine now. She doesn't seem like the PTSD's kicking in. Oops, that's big. Okay. Here. So that's that. I already have a... So this is the one from before, right? I don't accidentally erase. So these are the sketch layers. This is the paint layer. Okay, I'm gonna merge these two layers. These layers. This is just her eyes. Merge that with this layer. So I'm gonna rename this one. Alright, and what is up here? Oh, small mushroom things. Oh, I can merge that with this one later anyway. And this will be... Okay. So after I've done that, I can move this one up here and start painting. Funny. Well, it wasn't doing that. I made it do that. I just added eyes. Curious, you know, the animal's curious about the mushroom creatures. The mushrooms are curious about the human creatures. It's a mutual curiosity. So here, let's see. The brushes I want to use for this are all the watercolor brushes Krita has. want to give it kind of like a watercolory look, but that also means I have to experiment more with these things. More than usual, at least. I don't remember what brush does what. Make it way more obvious. See, this one is yeah, this one's more like the dry. Actually, I think this one's more the dry brush. This one's also the very thin one. So give me the black one. A very thin dry one. This one has a very weird texture to it. It's like the texture you get when you paint on bad paper with watercolors. That's the texture. It doesn't, unfortunately, for you. Also, I don't know what even this is supposed to be for watercolor. Like what water droplets, water what? Huh? I'm trying to think which watercolor brush even makes that kind of stroke. This one's like also a weird type of texture. This one's I think one resembles watercolor the most, but it also depends like what paper you're using, I guess. I don't know why they made it so like if you do more of it, kind of makes it lighter, which is a cool thing these brushes have. So let me. This one's supposed to like. I don't even know what that one's supposed to do. Alright. Like I think the way they made these brushes are basically with how or what pattern they leave, but they're not necessarily how watercolor brushes act, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, but that's all. That's all digital brushes. They're all just like stamps. You know. But these ones are supposed to act a little bit differently. Cause like you can't. They're not always gonna leave the same stamp. They kind of change. They also like can interact. They're supposed to be able to. You're supposed to be able to like build them on top of each other, I guess. Is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna make this like this, I think. I'm just trying to see which brush would be good for this or not. That's what I'm trying to do. Gotta go a little bit with this, I think. Wait, which one of these was the one that I think it was this one? Yeah. I'm gonna use this one a little more. Just get the general highlight over there. I guess covering the whole page would be fine as well. Alright, sleep well, enjoy your night, and thank you for watching. I'm just gonna try and figure out how I wanna how I want these watercolor brushes to behave. It's really different, I think. Or, I guess difficult, maybe? Because there's no brushes that kind of go like that. It's not quite right. Especially not this bright right off the bat. Usually gotta like layer it a lot to get a more opaque color. It's like a lot more transparent normally, but obviously, you know, it's really hard to emulate that. I feel the textures are fine. It's just the physics of a brush is not. I mean, I know people constantly try and make it kind of appear a certain way, but yeah, it's not really happening. Now there's a lot of companies that try and make watercolor brushes and stuff like that. Watercolor brushes for digital art, I mean, not not watercolor brushes normally. What are we gonna have? Some purpley bluish tones, maybe. And the little path. But yeah, even if it doesn't end up looking like a watercolor painting, which I already doubt it would even end up looking that way, I did want to do it with these brushes, mainly like to learn how to use them better. I do use them in my regular digital art as well, because I do like how they interact with certain, certain colors and stuff like that. But if I just use them, I feel like it would also help in getting to know them better. I think they probably would need, like, to make this work, probably like a brush that lifts off color, like you can do with watercolor. They do have this, like, this brush, but this one doesn't really give the results that I would like in regards to how it interacts with the colors presented. It doesn't really do much, unfortunately for me. So I want to make the background darker. Some spots, like mainly the little ones. Basically, these brushes act as if the paper is super absorbent. Well, kind of like that. I don't know really how to properly describe it, because obviously when you put water on paper, most papers do absorb it pretty quickly, but in a lot of better papers you're able to move the water around to have your brush move with it, things like that. I feel like a lot of texture also gets lost in using these brushes when you make them like this. I guess probably not for closer up shots or things like that. But generally, yeah. Also testing this smudge brush. I'm not quite sure how exactly this works. What it does. Like it smudges. Like, but the difference, it's kind of hard to notice, I think. I don't know. And this purple is not really as dark. So let's darken that a bit. Plus, usually when you use watercolor, you can like leave a certain amount of water with color on it. So like if you just put it on one spot and leave it there, it would create a much more noticeable mark. It would be much more saturated, for example, which I don't think they really took into consideration when making these, which is fine. I'm just saying. Like these ones, for example, leave a mark. The way they leave is, it's just like a different types of papers, kinda. It doesn't feel like it acts like a brush. The textures, I mean, are nice, and they do have some, like how when you press really hard, it creates more translucent mark, but when you press really gently, it creates more like a even mark. But yeah. This would be a kind of a difficult painting, I think. Probably. Especially with the lighter colors that are really saturated. That kind of like rarely happens in watercolor. You usually have just you have to add either a lot of white to have it interact, or you have to make everything around it pretty dark so it looks like it stands out. But when you want to make things lighter and you add white, it also dulls the saturation of any color. Same like if you add black to any color as well, it just loses saturation. It does get darker, but it doesn't really, it's not the same saturation of that color. Which are like usually things you gotta work around when painting, and you gotta remember that the lightest part, if you wanna create something that's bright, is actually the white of your paper. I mean, this being digital obviously allows for that not to be like that. You can go back and forth how you want to do things, which is both a plus. But also, it's a little weird, I guess. Let me make this one even darker. And like mixing a lot of different colors in watercolor on its own feels far more natural. Like you can mix all the colors in one painting, and it's gonna feel much more natural when it's watercolor than it is when it's like digital watercolor, I guess. That's fine. We'll work around that. I mean, we also don't have to worry about the character. I can just paint over it later. Like this part here does kind of look watercolory. The rest of it's kind of weird, I guess. Also, I like watercolor isn't really a hard medium to use, but it's also, it feels in a way both very versatile and limited at the same time. Like you have to think a lot about a lot of things in advance before even starting to paint something. Well, obviously, I guess unless you're like a pro, then you don't really have to do that. There's a lot of like watercolor ones that it's really detailed. There's a lot of abstract ones as well, in which they just like put lines on a paper and you're just watching, and then like halfway through painting it turns into something great and you're like, holy shit. it looked like just blobs of paper the whole time, until it stopped looking blobs of paper and suddenly became an image that's coherent and not just the blobs. I find that's pretty cool, especially when you can watch somebody who does it really well as well. You're like, holy shit, how did he do that? Like you look away for 2 minutes and then look back and you're like, oh my god. They can do it fast too, I think, for the most part. Over here. I'm not even sure what exact mood I want for this piece, but this looks pink and I don't like that. I want it to look more purple. This is also, most of this is just like a base layer as well. So it doesn't really matter that it looks pink, I just don't personally want it to look pink. Some of these brushes are really good for textures. Not that great for covering an area, honestly. And I've been delaying working on this painting for so long. I don't know why. I guess I just want to do other things, but there's also other things that I really want to do and I also am not doing. Like a bunch of traditional paintings and a bunch of like... I have it all planned out. You know, which ideas on which canvas I want to do, which ideas I want to do digitally, and then I just keep getting new ideas as well. But it just feels like a lot of commitment at the moment, to be honest. Just like, oh my god, you know? Feels like it would take a long time. I mean, even if it does, like, it's not that I mind when paintings take a long time, it just feels like I gotta commit a lot of mental energy to it, versus when I just do a random sketch and then maybe color it really randomly, not, like, giving it too much thought into it. Those feel fast. They don't feel as fulfilling, I guess. It's really nice when you work on something that for a while, and then you finally finish it. It's like, hell yeah, that looks good. And I enjoyed painting it. I guess I get that more with traditional than I do with digital art, to be honest. I'm not quite sure why. I guess in traditional it's a little more also satisfying. You get the finished product. It's not a JPEG or a PNG or anything. Alright. I would usually isolate like parts of this painting where there's like edges, where edges meet and stuff like that. But I don't think I'm gonna do that because I wanted to get a more watercolory feel. So even if like colors interact with each other, maybe it would be neater if they didn't. Like a more cleaned up, I guess, product. I think it would give it a little more of that watercolor feel. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in the end, when I finish the painting, it's not gonna look like watercolors at all. Actually, might even look really bad. But I guess that's the thing about digital art. If you don't like how it ended up, you can just paint it a different way. You already got the sketch and everything. Well, if I did it traditionally, it'd be like, okay. Sometimes, I mean, I guess a lot of times in a lot of like types of painting, digital or traditional, the artwork can have like an ugly stage where it really looks like it looks bad and you can tell it looks bad. And a lot of times it feels demotivating. Like you're like, oh my god, this looks like shit. But you gotta trust your ability, you know, you gotta trust yourself that you can make it look good. And you know, sometimes you gotta stop for a while, just like think about it, think like, okay. Plus, if you like stare at the painting for too long, you just forget. You just don't notice things like as precisely anymore. But if you give it a few days and then come to it with fresh eyes, it's like, oh, well, now I can see what I can improve, and I also know that I can do it because now I understand where it's at and I can fix it, which is satisfying. To do, and especially after you pull through the ugly stage of the painting, and then it finally is looking nice. Then you go into the finish line, and then like you just remember how it looked and how you made it look better. You're like, hell yeah, painting's cool. I guess any creative kind of outlet is pretty cool as well. Especially if you like look back and see what would you like at the start. And then through painting and stuff like that. How much you improved. It's pretty satisfying. To make this one gray. I'm not quite sure. I think I want to make this part really bright of the background, like over here. But I'm not quite sure yet how exactly I want it to look. Just like, I guess bright and then coming into more like darker tones with all the mushrooms around. I don't know why I always go with the blue mushrooms, or in my head. They're kind of blue. I don't know why that happens. But, well, I think I'm gonna end it here for today, because I just wanted to do a little, like, background coloring. Just like this is the first layer, where I just want to set in the colors and think about if this is the color scheme I want. If it's not, I can change it. But basically it just gives me a rough idea how the vibe you're gonna get, like if you look at it, which is mostly, as you can see, blues and grays, a little bit of purple in there. The animal's gonna stand out more than the background because it's kind of orangey, which I think would work well with the blue as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and that would be it. I'll stream again sometimes next week, and that's it. Have a good night. Bye.